Well, today's adventure, it's always something with us. Have you noticed this? I wouldn't say it's bad luck. I call it a learning experience. So I was here doing video editing. Beth was over on the couch doing a little bit of computer work for what she does. And we heard a loud pop. And was like, what the heck was that? So, long story short, we had a power surge roll through here. So we've Surge Guard here, and I'll show you what that says in just a minute. That guy popped up, says, replace surge. We're like, what in the world? So I'll back up a little bit. We went outside, the breaker was tripped, and unfortunately we are the first in line off the pedestal. So we are the first one that's getting electricity out of the line. And well, today we took the hit for everybody else. So we took the surge, and I'll show you what we now need to do. It's kind of involved, but I'm not sure if I mentioned prior. If I did, I'll cut this out. But right now, we don't have any of our GFCIs. We don't have any of our 120 outlets, 110 outlets. We do have air conditioning. We do have our fridge. And we do have, what was the other thing we had? Oh, water heater. So we have that at least. We just refired everything up. That's what the beeping you heard was. Our fridge is back on. So this is what we have now. Is it does say, and I hope you can see that, replace surge. We are getting 122 and 11 amps on one, and 124 and 0 amps, and I'll show you why we're having 0 amps on leg 2. So come along, I'll take you outside and I'll show you what we got. Okay, so we're gonna go inside the basement. That's where I have ours wired up, and you can see the Surge Guard right there. I'm gonna take a couple little readings off of our multimeter to show you what we have coming in and what we have going out. Alright, so here is our Surge Guard. It is a Southwire 35550. This is wire coming in. This is hot, and this is our load. This is going into the camper. You can see that we have this light here that says surge. It says no protection when lit. Basically, it's just that. We have no, if we get another surge, we have no protection. But I'm going to show you on my multimeter here what we have voltage coming in and what we have going out. So I'll hand this to Beth, and she can show you on our, let me pull this guy up real quick. Alright, hopefully you can see that screen okay. So first of all, we're going to go to our ground, which is this guy here. And then we're going to test line 1, which is going to be our red. So we're on line 1. Beth is going to come back here. We have about 120 coming in. And then we're going to go to our black, which is going to be our line 2. We have 126. Now, I'm just going to keep the ground there. It's going to be the same. We're going to come over here to the same red on this side. And you can see we have 4 volts. That's all we have. Go to the black, we have 126. So looking on the inside, or looking on the manual on this guy, it's exactly, it did its job. It protected, it took the surge. It's got an internal fuse that is now shot. So now we have to order a new one of these guys, slap it in, which we did. It'll be here on Monday. Yes, it's kind of a pain, but you know, with all the receptacles that we've gone in with the last year and a half that we've had this guy, plus second camper that we've had this guy in, I'm not upset at all. It did its job. It protected everything else in the coach, especially with the spider system. That's a lot of electronics that could have really gone bad and cost a lot more money. So the 250, 275 bucks that this guy's going to cost, yes, it's money, but it's a lot cheaper than what it could have been. So that's what happened to us, and we're just sharing it with you. When the new one comes in on Monday, today's Friday, we'll slap it in. I'll kind of show you what I do real quick. We'll just run through, we'll finish this video out so you can see this stage, and then you can see the other stage of what it should be. Alrighty guys, we'll see you in just a minute. Alright, well, we're gonna head over to Lowe's. We're gonna get some lugs to bypass the first surge protector so that we can run all of our power, and I'll show you how we manage that. Lowe's is about 15 miles away, so we're gonna run into town and get some stuff. All right, so we ran down to Lowe's, we picked up some stuff, and I'll show you what we got. We got this here. We definitely want to get a good high quality electrical tape. Well, I'll show you what we're gonna do there. I just got blue because down the road I'm sure I can use it for something blue. This stuff here, the Scotch 3M, it's good for if you do a nice complete wrap, 600 volts. So we'll wrap these up individually. We also got two of these guys. They're a splice, they're basically a butt connector. Let's see here, I'll show you those as well when we get to that. We're going to tie these two wires. We're going to actually bypass the first surge guard that we have in there because it's not really doing any good right now. That way we have both lines instead of just one line working. So what we've done is we've gone over to the pedestal, we've disconnected the plug, we've shut it off, and now we are going to unplug the wires inside here. We'll put the splice kit on, we'll tape them up individually so they don't obviously rub, and have fun that way. And then we'll plug it back in, we'll run it that way. So here we go. All right, so we're back in the basement here. We have de-energized this. Basically we're going to pull this out. I'm going to move my hand so I'm not blocking the light. We're going to pull this guy and we're going to connect him to this guy. We'll just totally bypass this. So I will have Beth filming, and like I said, we're going to take these splice kits. Some of these are set screws. These ones happen to be standard screws. So we're going to back them out about yay. Again, I can't stress enough to turn off your power, unplug it, and de-energize your circuit. You do not want to feel 50 amps go through your body. So I'm going to back all the screws out of these here. Okay, so we've gone and we've got our things together. Now we're gonna kind of zoom in here. You can see that it's not hollow all the way through. I don't want to strip any of this back any further because I don't want to have an issue down the road when we go to put these all back together. So for right now, we're just going to unscrew these all. All right, so we're going to start on this one.
And how far down do you tighten it?
Well, we're going to tighten it just to get them snug right now, and then we'll talk about holding it with a pair of channel locks to really get them tight, because you don't want any vibration, and you don't want to, and you also want to make sure that you're not all the way in here like this and you're on the insulation. So I'm butting the insulation right up to the edge of this. Okay, so these guys are good and tight for right now. Again, I know I'm sounding like a broken record. There is no power to this unit. I've gone as far, even though it won't come back through, to disconnect my batteries. So everything is away from this with no power possible to it. And we're going to pull this guy out. Just like so. This is my communication wire. It's on the back. I'm going to unplug that and just kind of tuck it up here. This goes to my display up front. Because we are going to replace this, I'm actually just going to get this out so that when the new one comes, it's just a bang tang and we're done. So now we're going to take the other end, black to black. Okay, you can see I'm putting some good girth into it. I was able to have a good strength on there to where it didn't do that. So now we're just gonna take this guy. I recommend doing each of them as you go. It'll be a lot easier. I am gonna probably wrap these a couple times. Just cause. If we were going to travel like this, I think I would still get some heat shrink and put some heat shrink on here to better protect these things from even touching each other. Remember, you can put as much on there as you want, but you got to take it back off. So that is the key. Now this one's going to be a little different because we've spread it out. So it's just the ground wire. Okay, so again, it's just the ground wire, so I'm not going to worry about taping that up. There's no electricity that goes through that. And I'm going to take my screw gun. All right, so we're going to take our little screw gun. We're going to pop off these 4 screws. Alright, so we have a new one coming in a couple days, so we're just going to pull this guy out. I'm actually going to pull this apart and see what I can't find. I want to, just for my own knowledge. But now what we'll do is we'll go outside. We will hook the power back up. Now, mind you, we have a little different situation than most people. The front of our beacon has a transfer switch / surge protector. So in all honesty, we have another surge protector built in. I like this style because it's got the readout and everything in the dash, and for this exact reason, it's a fail-safe. So now this is going to go through another surge protector until we get the other ones in. We'll put this in, but that's here nor there. We're going to go plug in this power, and we should have everything back inside. So let's go outside, plug it back in, and let's... Alright, so I'll have Beth come over here. We'll take our plug, we'll plug him back in, turn our breaker back on, and we'll go inside and see what we got. Okay, so we came inside and we don't have power. I'm like, oh, why don't we have power? But when we were trying to figure out what happened, we actually tripped our CI breaker. So we're going to hit reset on that. Now we have power. So everything's working. Now don't go away, because when this gets in on Monday, we'll continue this video and finish it out with installing the new Surge Guard. Alright, so we got the new Surge Guard in. You'll see that we mounted it up here. We did notice that we didn't see it on the last one, which we had mounted down here, that they don't want it laid flat, they want it up and down. I imagine that is due to the fact of the switch, and when it's laying down, the switch could be engaged with gravity if something failed. So this way it kicks off, it's up. You can lay it upside down as well. We're just waiting for the time to go by. That's why we have the flashing red light right now. We're in delay status. It's just going through and cleaning up the power before it engages. And there we go. We no longer have our surge light up here, and we are back to 100%. We showed you earlier how we had the flashing surge light here and what we had to do with the blocks, you know, these guys right here, and that was an awesome temporary fix, and it worked out just perfect. All right, so what'd you think? Hard, easy, difficult? Why'd you go through it? I don't know, but like I said, we like that Southwire Surge Guard. I think it's a M35550 model. I like it because it's got a display that shows up down here like what we showed you, and you can see everything that's on there. Matter of fact, I'll show you here real quick. I did not do that, but when we came back in, that's what we got for running amperage across. We're back using full power, both 50 amp service. So you could use those blocks if you wanted to as a temporary fix. Granted, as you're traveling, that you're not going to have your shore power on, so you won't have any power running through that. But I would recommend, if you do that, that you need to, when you stop, just check to make sure that they didn't rub through transit, any of that electrical tape came off or what have you. For us, we just needed it for, you know, 2-3 days to get us by till the new one came in. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it did its job. Did exactly what it's supposed to do. It saved everything else in this coach. So that's why we have it. That's why we like it. And it's just one less thing that we don't have to worry about plugging in out there. Those guys are about the same price. You know, they're anywhere from $200 to $600 for the pedestal plugs. I'd rather have this thing inline. I get more reading on it this way for myself. It's what we like, and that's what it did. So, guys, got any questions? Let us know. Hit us down in the comments. If not, you know the drill. We'll see you next week. Thanks a bunch, guys.